We stopped here on Liflog Velisne B'dida, and Reb Shimon should have said that it depends upon whether they're two brothers or three brothers, meaning whether two Yevamim or one Yavam. If there are two Yevamim, then Zika is not Kiknusa. If there's only one Yavam, then according to the Gemara's logic, it should be Zika Kiknusa. And if there's only one Yavam, since Zika is Kiknusa, then in that case, if it's one Yavam, even in a case where Levi was born before Shimon was Miyabim, it's irrelevant because the Zika itself creates a marriage relation Benishus to Shimon, and therefore Sarah now falls for Yibum from Shimon. And therefore Choletzis Omus Yabemis. So the Gemara answers, Kula b'shnei Yevamim kamayri. We're talking about a case of Shnei Yevamim. And therefore, there's no room for distinguishing between one Yavam and two Yavam, because we're talking about a case of Shnei Yevamim. The only feeling you can make, therefore, is whether it was Yibam himself Nolad or Nolad himself Yibam. So the Gemara again rejects this. If you're saying that when is Yibum being excluded, that's only in a case where Levi was born before the Yibum of Shimon. And you're telling me that what? That Kula B'Shnei Yevamim Mayri, the Elamai Klola. This is back to the question of Brisa. The Brisa says, Klal Omer Rabbi Shimon. What do you mean by Klal Omer Rabbi Shimon? I mean, Klal implies that it's a Klal Kavua. And that means that Levi could only be permitted to have Yibum if he was born after the Yibum of Shimon. And that should apply even in a case, since the Kola, where there was only one Yavam. And now you tell me, no, it's only in the case of Shnei Yavam, because if it was one Yavam, then it makes no difference whether the Leda came first or the Yibum came first, because she's Kiknusa done. So why is it that Rabbi Shimon formulates a klal as if to say this is always going to be the rule, that it all depends on what came first, the Leda or the Yibum? That's not true. In a case where there was one Yavam and only one Yavam, then the halacha would be that she falls for even to Levi. And it doesn't matter when Levi was born, because the Knisa of Zika took place before Levi was born in all cases. The Od, Masiv Rabbi Oshia. So he points out here, Al Rabbi Oshia HaMafaresh, Tesover Rabbi Shimon Zika Kiknusa. How can you tell me Rabbi Shimon old Zika Kiknusa? We have a price that says Shlosha Achim, Shnai Mehem Nesuim Shtei Achios. So two out of the brothers are married to Rachel and Leah. O Isha Ubita. What does it mean? Isha Ubita. How could that be? I guess it means one brother married the mother, and the other brother married the daughter. It's out of the three brothers. O Isha Ubaspita, O Isha Ubaspina. Okay, so these two brothers die, and these two ladies now fall for Yibum to the third brother. Again, there's a zika to both of these. So each one is called either Bas Zikukaso or Achos Zikukaso, Aim Zikukaso, whatever it is. And that's Also, that's according to the Tanakama, this price. Rabbi Shimon Poter. Now let's try to figure out why Rabbi Shimon would be Poter. Let's assume that what? That Zika Kikusa, but that doesn't seem to have any relevance. The problem here is, why is there no possibility of Yibum? Because two women fall for Yibum to Levi, and one of them is an Erev to the other one. So each one is what you call a Krovas Kukasa. That's according to the Tanakam. Rav Shimon Poter. Why is Rav Shimon Poter? Isal Kedaita Kasavar Rabbi Shimon Zika Kiknusa Damya. Now Ruvain dies, and Rachel is already considered a slave even before Yibum. He says, "We often nomar shelo diber Rabbi Shimon elo biyovam echad." Is gam kan nechshav levi liyovam echad. Sharei ach yesh kan od ach ena yivam niskekes el levi bilvad. Yal Shimon Shubala Chosa, Yasur Mishum Erva, the Ainano Felis Lufan of Klal, Nitza Shekshameis Shimon, Ain Lea Ishto Shiachosa Shal Rachel Niskekes Levi Klal, Sharei Hi Asur Ola Mishum Erva Zachos Isha, Ain Liyabma Lekamaisa Bipota Idach. Yavim es Rachel, Tiftar Leil Gamre, Mishum Erv. Adua Potter of Shimon Eshtein. We have two brothers, that's Reuben and Shimon, married to two sisters, that's Rachel and Leah, and they have a third brother named Lev. And now the two brothers, so that Rachel, Ashes Reuven, and Leah, Ashes Shimon fall for Yibum to Levi. And that's the case of Achas. We could have the same thing in Bito Vaspi. So it's Chalitza, not Yibum. That's the Tanakam. Reb Shimon is Ote. And the Gemara is going to say these type of Zika Kiknusa Dam. If we're going to hold it, is Kiknusa. So Miyad the Misas Ruven, he says to look in Tzir Kuf Nun Vav, which I think is the one on the bottom left. Are Miyad the Misas Ruven, Farnachsheves Rachel, Ke'eshes Levi, was Knisa, because Zika Kiknusa. Nomar. Lo diber of Shimon el Yevamot echad. This is a case of Shnei Yevamot. Is gamke nechshav Levi liYevamot echad. What does that mean? She'af sheyesh kan od ach. I mean, there's Shimon in the picture. Ain't I know because she's an erva. Levi does not, Leah Ashes Shimon does not fall to Levi at all. Tachos Ishto based on Zika Kiknusadam. Therefore, Yavim Lekamaisa, the Tiftar Ida, the Yavim Es Rachel, Tiftar Leah Legami Mishum Erva. Again, if we don't have the principle of Zika Kiknusadami, then we do understand Rabbi Shimon Poter. Why? Because it's always going to be an erva. Why is it an erva? You understand why there's an erva issue here? If you hold Zika Kiknusadami, so then we apply the principle of Achos Kukas. But if there's no erva here, if there's no Kiknusadami, so then I understand why Rabbi Shimon Poter Stein. Why is that so? And one of them is an erva, the other one is not an erva. I mean, they're coming from two different batim, right? Why do I care if one of them is an erva? Rachel and Leah. Why can't he be Yavim one of them? I'm not sure I understand.
He can, if he has, that's okay, but if he hasn't, then they're both these two co-hosts to him at the same time. They're erva each other.
Wait a second, are you assuming Zika Kiknusadam? The Gemara says that
you're not.
That what? That if Zkuka Kiknusadami, then Liyavme Kamaisa. Why Liyavme Kamaisa? Because she's not an erva. So he's not looking at it as, he says, then I thought that would mean that the other one is Eras Kukasa. But the Gemara says, Liyavme Lekamaisa v'tipater Ida. Yiyavim es Rachel v'tiftar Leah Legami Mishum Erev. What happened to Achos Kukaso here? I just missed the point here. I'm sure it's very simple, but where did Achos Kukaso Afim no Mashal Division Echad Netshav Levi? Levi is called Yovam Echad. He has a whole shtickle Torah that Levi is called Yovam Echad. Nimsa Shekshemes Shimon Ein Leah Ishtosh Yakosa Shal Rach Kekes Yovam. Oh, I see. In other words, Zika Kiknusadomi is meaningless as far as the Arab is concerned. She can't be considered Kiknusadomi. Now, one of these two ladies, if you hold, right, if you're going to hold Kiknusadomi, then the other one, one second, is what? The other one is not falling for Yibum at all. So therefore, Yibum with this one should be absolutely acceptable. Now again, which one is going to be Misyabemes and which one will therefore not have fallen for Yibum because she's an Ereva? I don't know if it makes any difference. And for some reason, it could go either way.
Well, I mean, if Ruvain, whoever dies, Ruvain died, then she's gonna.
So, and then when Shimon dies, then Leah, the wife of Shimon, does not fall for Yibum because she's an Arab. And therefore, he could be Miyabim Rachel. If I got that correctly, right? Oh, he says these words. Shemei Shimon, which means subsequent to the death of Ruvain, Ein Leah Ishto, Achos Shel Rachel, Niskekes Levi Klal, She Asur Mishum Ereves Achos Isha. And that's not the same as Saras Erba, because Saras Erba means they were both married to the same man. Here they're married to two different men. Therefore, how could Rabbi Shimon say Poter? He should be miyabim them. Okay, but now what I'm trying to figure out is the Bishlam. Bishlam, if I would hold Zika Lav Kiknusa Dami, so then I understand why there's no Yibum at all. Why is that? Zika would be Lav Kiknusa Dami. That's where I got to look. If Zika's Lav Kiknusa, Gemara is saying that you cannot reconcile Zika Kiknusa Dami with the fact that there's no Yibum here at all. Because one of them should fall for Yibum. Because the other one doesn't fall at all. Fine. But if I would hold that what that Zika Lav Kiknusa Dami, then I do understand.
Well, now you get sisters,
right?
That both are falling to Levi for you going into. And he can't.
Well, the second one is later, but at that point,
right, because it doesn't matter. If Zika's live, both nothing happened in the first one, so now they're both waiting for you together to Levi, making them their competitors.
But why does that torpedo Yibum? I mean, again, why can't I go through the same lot?
Why you couldn't marry?
But I could marry one of them. Why can't he have Yibum with one?
But he's got two of them that are
vying. Well,
yeah, the same.
Okay, I'm
They
not sure.
have a Zika. I mean, they have a Zika too now.
Right.
It's just that it's not.
But the Gemara seems to be implying, if I understood that, if we were to hold that Ain Zika, then everything fits into place. I wasn't exactly sure why that is. I don't have any notes on that here. Maybe you have a note on that. Omar of Amram, let's just see where we can wrap this up. It's getting late. My Poter, what is Rabbi Shimon when he says Poter? Nami Poter B'Shniya. It doesn't mean that both of them don't fall. I mean, again, I would ask what's the Kiddush here if he's saying Poter B'Shniya? I mean, she's an Arab. I mean, he's being miyabim Rachel. He can't be miyabim Leah. So I don't know what he means. Poter b'shniya. Oh, and the Chachamim say that both of them need a litza. Poter b'shniya bilvad. Shal yidei azika keknusa shel Rachel is naseis Leah ke'erva haptura miyibum v'chalitza. Let me just see. Oh, here's another sticker. So the Gemara asks, what Tanya, we learned in a Brisa, Rabbi Shimon Poter b'shtein. So it's not the way you said it that Rabbi Shimon only patters one of them, and it's the second one, but poter b'shtein. Amar Rava, no, that's not what Rabbi Shimon means, the pater of two achios, or the mother and the daughter, but rather we're talking about a case where Reuven and Shimon married two sisters, and each one has another wife, the second wife. And these two second wives are Isho Bita. So this is a whole new Zion, which I don't even on this page. Let's see. Yeah, on the next page. So Reb Misas Ruven Nasis Achas Minishosov Iknusas Levi Al Kaim Poter Reb Shimon Es Hashniya Shebezug Zev Hashniya Shebezug Zev. So both wives of Shimon that fell for Ibum are Pturos. One of these two Yevamos that fell from Reuven is Kiknusasa. Nimtzuki Achas Shei Yevamos Shenoflo Shimon He Krovas Erva Olav Krovas each of male if there's Avshnia Mishum Tzartz Erva. This is a very complicated case. If I understand correctly, there are two wives, and each one has a different erva status. So Reuven and Shimon are married to two sisters. There are two other wives, and those two wives are a mother and a daughter, which is okay because the two different brothers who married these two different women. Katoy Rava bar Boz. Gemara is rejecting Rava, and he's saying that Rava thought that the Brisa is in the case where each one of the two brothers married one of the four zugos of Shteachios plus Isho Bit or Isho Baspit. So what was Rava's mistake? Ada, firstly, the Hare lo medaber sabrais bof shenosu kol efer me'acham achas shtei ach v'gam achas mizug shel isho bita ela o shtei achos o isho bita katan. It doesn't say that each one of these brothers married both of these women with combinations of achos ishto, their two sisters, or isho bita. The word "o" indicates that these are two different scenarios. When it says "poter b'shtein," it must refer to the two wives of the two brothers, which are either two sisters or a mother and a daughter. Behold, another kasha we have on Rava. Is Rabbi Shimon poter bar baton boil? Rabbi Shimon poter bar baton. What do we have? B'shtein. If it would have said bar baton, it would have been since the brothers are married not only to one of the two sisters and the other one to the other sister, and one of the mother of Bita. So it's Arba Zugos, Shtei Achios, Isha Ubita, Isha Baspita, Isha Baspina, Me'achar She Hashnia, Shebechol Zug Ptura Mishum Krovas Gaso, Arei Hein Arba V'lo Shtayim. So he's making a textual analysis here too. If Shimon shouldn't have said B'Shtein, he should have said Barbat. The Ode, and now a third answer to object to Rava, is Tanya. We have a brisa that says that if two brothers marry two sisters and they both die childless, and they both their wives fall in front of the third brother, Rav Shimon Poter B'Shtein min hachalitza min hayibum. Shenemar v'isha lachos tikach mitzvah. B'shah shenasu tzoros zu lezu. Lo yehi likuchin afilu bi'achas mihim. So it's mefurish b'dvarav sheshtei achios turos mishum shein tzoros b'zika. B'im so Rav Shimon zika keknusa ein nizkakos lo ela harishona bilvat. V'ashniya nifteres mishum krovas kumkasa. Okay, this will pick up Hashem tomorrow, because this already requires. We have to go through the chesh. But the basic theme here is that Rava made a whole new kimta in this price of Reb Shimon, and the Gemara rejects it for three different reasons.